This story concerns my great uncle, Uncle Cicero, on my mother's side, again there in western North Carolina. And the community was called Caroline, North Carolina, and the largest town was Forest City, which had a few stores in it, but wasn't a real big place either. But that's where most people went to shop. But Uncle Cicero was really bad to drink, and for years he'd get roaring drunk, come home and throw up, and his wife would just fuss and fuss at him for messing her house, you know, with him coming in and throwing up. And then one day she told him, said, Cicero, said, you keep drinking like this, said, one of these days you're going to come in here and you're going to throw your guts up. And he, of course, he didn't listen to her. He continued to do his thing, you know, and come the weekend, he'd go get drunk, come in, and of course he'd throw up. Well, a few months went by, and there in Caroline, the Methodist Church up on the hill there, they announced they were going to do their spring revival. And so his wife, Martha, that's Cicero's wife, she decided, since it's a weekend, that she'd get one of the chickens out of the yard and clean it up, and they'd have chicken, because most people in those days ate vegetables and fruits and very little meat. And if you got meat, it was on Sunday. So she decided she'd clean up that chicken, and you had to keep it in ice boxes because they didn't have refrigeration. So they had to buy ice and then put it in the box and put ice in the box there to keep the meats and things cold. And so she started processing that chicken. Well, a neighbor came by and knocked on the door, said, Martha, don't you remember? The revival meeting's going on tonight. Tonight's the first night. And she had let it slip her mind. And so she put the chicken in the ice box, but she didn't finish with the cleanup. And so she took off to revival meeting. Well, true to nature, Cicero came home, and he was roaring drunk, and the first place he headed for was the kitchen sink. And he threw up mightily that evening. And here he is, when he began to feel a little better and come a little around to his senses, he looked down in that sink, and he saw them chicken entrails. And then when Martha came home from the Bible meeting, she was all excited because she got to meet a lot of her friends and do a little socializing, and the service was good and the preaching was good. So she came in all excited about the church meeting. Well, she walked in the kitchen, and there was Cicero sitting at the table, just white as a sheet. And she went running over there, because that wasn't like Cicero. He's either roaring drunk, passed out, but he wasn't sitting up white as a sheet. That was just unnatural for Cicero. And she ran over to Cicero. Cicero, what's wrong? What's wrong, Cicero? What's wrong? He said, Martha, and his lips was trembling, and he looked mighty weak. He said, Martha, you preached at me for years that if I didn't quit drinking, I was going to throw my guts up. He said, well, tonight it happened. But by the grace of God and that big wooden spoon, I got him back down again. True story.